a sense of community when you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. Well, my guest today is from Longueuil, Quebec. I'd like to welcome Sam Ouellette. Welcome to the show, Sam.
Hey, I'm great.
I think now you've done a number of things, right? And one of them is you wrote a novella?
Yeah. Basically an autobiography of my life with a lot of fiction mixed in.
So what's the title?
It's called Montreal in the 90s.
Okay. Now, can like if somebody wanted to purchase it, where would they get it?
They can't.
So you haven't published it. It's just waiting to be published, right?
Yes.
Is that the thing? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking for an agent.
Okay.
It's very hard to find a literary agent these days.
Especially nowadays, because there are a lot of people are doing that self-publishing, right?
Yeah, I can do the self-publishing thing, but what I'm gonna sell like what, 6 novels?
It's not easy to do that. Yeah, you really have to be aggressive and have to have some money behind you too in order to do it. Which makes no sense, you know. But anyway, now there's something else you've written is to do with music, is it not?
Well, I'm a musician. I've written a lot of music.
Okay.
I actually had a song on the radio in the 90s
nice.
with my band back in the day. Yeah, I do a lot of music for sure.
So, okay, what was the name of your band?
Paper House.
Paper Route?
Paper House.
Oh, Paper House. Oh, okay. So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, the band was created like in 1988. I found the drummer and a couple of other guitarists. I play bass, and we put the whole thing together, and we wrote like 20 songs, and I wrote half of them, and it was a great time in my life.
So what happened to that band?
Well, the drummer was stuck on coke, so yeah, we were a part of a Shome FM contest, and we were in the top 10, and the show disintegrated because of his problem with coke, and we died. Yeah,
that's unfortunate, isn't it? You know, I mean, it's really hard. I know other musicians who've gotten into drugs, and not all of them do. There's a lot of them that do well and they've never done drugs, but sometimes they think that's part of the life, right? For some of them.
Well, yeah, the whole thing, you know, alcohol, and drugs are a big part of the music scene in the 90s.
And groupies.
It was a big thing.
Yeah, and groupies.
You know, I didn't get into that. I didn't do any of that.
Right.
But a lot of my colleagues did.
Yeah, so sad. Now, I don't know if you are or were a senior agent at Microcom.
Microcom, that's where I'm working now, yeah.
So what is Microcom?
It's an IT company, and we do everything, you know, in the computer business.
Okay.
Anything to do with computers, that's us.
Okay. So how long you been there?
About a year now.
Mm-hmm. You were a former help desk senior agent at Genetech.
Yeah, for 20 years.
Whoa. So what kind of company is Genetech?
Same
Same thing, same
type.
line, eh?
Yeah, the same thing.
I'm just reading from your profile, your Facebook profile, because it lists quite a number of things, you know. What is Fasken?
What?
Fasken, Fasken, says a former consultant at
That
Fasken.
was that was a law firm in Montreal. It still is a law firm in Montreal.
Okay.
I was one of their IT specs
Right.
at there.
And you were a sous chef?
Yes, yes. I was a sous chef in a restaurant in Beloit.
How cool
I
is
started
that?
working there as a dishwasher,
Right.
made it up to busboy, then a waiter, and then finally the owner. I came to work at 4 a.m. every Sunday to help the chef
Right.
make pasta, and my boss made me sous chef.
Nice. You know, it's kind of interesting because my bonus son, my stepson, was like just a line cook or whatever like that, and then his boss sent him over to I think was it to Austria for some training. Then he met his future wife. Now he lives in Austria, and I believe he's a sous chef there. So it's kind of interesting that the journey your lives can take, right?
Yeah.
Now, what else have you done? Like, we got to go, you know, you got to give me some more stuff here. What else have you done?
Well, look, I'm a physics major,
Oh,
and I'm currently working on some math
yeah.
for some quantum mechanics.
Okay. I took physics for just a tiny little bit when I returned to school to get my high school diploma, and I loved physics. But I wasn't, you know, I didn't have any aspirations to learn more, you know, but I did enjoy the subject. It like just touched on some of the things, and I thought, it's like, oh my gosh, this is like the study. It could be the study of everything.
It is the study of everything.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm looking at what I want to do.
Yeah.
I applied to McGill and they accepted me, but I never went.
Right.
Because at the time, my band was on a tour of Canada, and I never went to McGill.
Right.
But I want to go back to McGill, and I want to study entanglement.
Okay.
Do you know what entanglement is?
I was going to ask, that was going to be one of my questions.
Entanglement, okay, you can have an atom on Earth and an atom on Jupiter, and the two are intertwined.
Okay.
They're connecting. So if on Earth it's 1 and on Jupiter it's 0, if you change on Earth to 0, Jupiter becomes 1. They're entangled. And I'm saying Earth and Jupiter, but it can be Earth and anywhere in the universe.
The universe.
Those atoms are intertwined.
Right.
It's an amazing field, and it's something I want to study.
Right. Yeah. You know, it's interesting because if you don't, I just really believe that if you don't do something that you're really interested in, or you really crave doing or something, like there's always a little bit somewhere inside. You could be doing other things that you enjoy, but there's always a little bit of dissatisfaction somewhere inside.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, I grew up in these families where you weren't encouraged to get a good education or to move forward. It was just the way we did, right? I was born in 1948, so into a poor family, and my father had like grade 4 education, so he didn't see the purpose of getting an education, right? He always had a job, and to him, that's what it took. That's all you needed, So there was no encouragement to move on or to do anything to improve have a better life than they had. It's just the mentality of the time, which your parents I don't know, but I'm just saying your parents may have come from that same type of environment. A lot of families did way back when, right?
It's funny because, my mom sent me a picture of her wedding in 1952, and there was like 600 people at her wedding.
Oh my goodness.
I was thinking my parents must have been fucking big up in the ladder in Montreal.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh boy, I think there were like maybe 12 or 14 at mine. Not 100.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
My dad was a creative director of Canadian Pacific and did all the commercials for Canadian Pacific in the 60s and 70s. And my mom is an artist. She does paintings, and it's amazing. I didn't realize that my parents were so big in the universe.
Yeah, my best friend was a person who believed in education, and her father, she was brought up by her, and her brother were brought up by their father, and that's what he believed in. So it's just like we were, even though we were best of friends, we were so opposite in our background, and that's what can happen, right? I just find it all so curious, like the journey your life took, the journey my life took, Yet we're doing stuff, like I'm doing stuff that I enjoy, and I'm sure you are as well.
Yeah. Do you want me to get a guitar? I can play a tune.
Go for it. Go for it. If you want.
Really?
Of course. Yes.
Really? Okay. Okay. Hold on. I'm back.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, it's out of tune. That was the Beatles.
Very nice. So other than your current job where you're working currently, do you have any future plans?
I don't know.
Sam, you have to give me something to work with here.
Oh, future plans. I don't know.
Going back to university.
What?
Going back to university?
That would be an excellent plan.
If
I won the lottery,
yeah.
I would go back
Yeah.
to McGill, get a PhD in physics.
All right. Very nice. Yeah, that sounds awesome. So I don't know what else to ask you. Usually interviews go from 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes 30. Okay, there you go. Play a tune, and then we'll let you play it out. And as you're playing, start playing. And when it gets towards the end, I will just say to the audience, goodbye to the audience, but I'll keep you on camera afterwards, okay?
All right.
Go for it. Well, everybody, you've been listening to Sam Ouellette from Longueuil, Quebec. And thank you very much for watching the show. And remember to be nice and Peace out, everyone.
A sense of community, Chilliwack's a place to be. A sense of community where you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me. It's multicultural, you're sure to see it all. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see. Come party in the park, go dancing after dark. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see.